So, I walked into a cafe in Bali, and the place itself felt like someone had turned a painter's studio into a cafe and forgotten to draw the line between them because the owner was a painter himself and it showed. It didn't feel like yet another aesthetic waiting to be photographed. It felt like a person this time, and that was rare. They have these cards there called carrot cards, the maker's little satire on tarot. Something became very clear to me on this trip. For most of my life, I have been in love with control, with structure, with knowing exactly where the edges are before I step anywhere near them. Uncertainty doesn't just make me uncomfortable, it makes me want quietly to leave the room. Where does it come from? Honestly, I think it's either of the two things. One, a childhood where I was held so tightly by an overprotective mother that the world outside slowly started to feel like something to be guarded against and not explored. Two, the very specific terror of being bad at something. Not failing, being bad. Being caught mid fumble. Art, swimming, cooking, even picking up an unfamiliar piece of equipment at the gym. All of it has, at some point, made my chest tighten for the wrong reasons. So, over time, I built myself a safety net. Careful, padded, well lit. And for a long time, it worked. I didn't fall, I didn't sink, I didn't embarrass myself. But I also didn't do much. And somewhere along the way, the net stopped feeling like protection and started feeling like a ceiling because I started noticing I am the one standing between me and the things I want, not timing, not circumstances. Me. I live so fully inside the fearful scenarios of my own mind that I forget. I forget I'm supposed to be living, not just rehearsing what could go wrong if I tried. There's a contradiction I've been sitting with, a fear of wildness, but craving for it, a fear of water, but a real longing to see what lives beneath the surface. A fear of being seen doing something wrong, but this loud, restless desire to just do it anyway, ungracefully, unscripted. That tension, I think it's worth naming out loud. There's also something I've been building quietly, a desire to curate the kind of person I'm becoming. Not in a calculated way, but in an intentional one. To be deliberate about the life I collect, the stories I hold on to, the tastes I form, not borrowed from what's trending, but arrived at on my own terms, slowly through actual experience. Someone told me during this trip that the way to move through fear is to walk directly into it, repeatedly, not once, not heroically, just again and again and again, until it loses that peculiar grip on you. And somewhere in that repetition You might even find that you love it, that the very thing you were avoiding was the thing you'd been waiting for. Sorry. I've been reminding myself lately it's okay to be ungraceful at the start. And I'm still learning to actually mean it. I know this video isn't something you came here for. Actually, it isn't the one I plan to make either. Stepping into the unknown is the only way to find out what's on the other side. Sometimes it's just a first step, just testing the waters. But sometimes you find something you didn't even know you were looking for. You can't know until you actually, well, go. I hope this lands for at least one of you. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. This video can live here as a letter to myself. Until then, let this sit. And instead of asking you to like, share, and subscribe, I want to ask you something that actually matters. When's the last time you were scared, did it anyway, and it turned out to be exactly right? If you can't remember, that might be your answer. Go do the thing.